Hey Gary, let's go.
Are there any injury updates? I guess particularly Lucas, but anybody else?
Only good news. We have only good news. Lucas is back from injury. Dele Alli is back from punishment, and no injuries coming from the game against United. So we didn't lose any player, and we have two extra players that make our squad really, really good. That gives me, for the first time since I arrived, is the first time I have all the 6 attacking players available for the game. I had matches with only 1, and now finally I have 6, so I can have people playing, people on the bench, rotate the players, and our attacking options for this match are really good.
You've dreamed of that moment. You've dreamed of that moment of having all those players available.
Yes, because they are all players that I like very, very much. I always liked the players that were here when I arrived, and then in the January window, we got Bergwijn, Lamela, Lucas and Sonny, Dele and Harry, 6 attacking players, all different, all very good, and it's the first time that I have all of them available, which is the kind of problem that we coaches, we just love it.
Do you think Dele might start?
Again, is one of these problems that we love. The problems that we hate were the problems that I had for a long period when everybody was injured. The problems that we also don't like is when you want to change a player and you don't have one on the bench from the same positions. And you know, as I told in the last game, we had lots of options on defense. We had lots of options in midfield, but without Lucas and Dele, and by playing with the other 4 from the beginning, we were a little bit short. But our squad is an amazing squad in these attacking positions, and now we have 6 guys, so I can choose. I can try to choose well, which is what I always try to do, and try to read the game and try to use the guys on the bench in the right moment, and that they can also make an impact in the game. And this is great to have all the 6 available.
And the good news continues, Jose, because Jan and Michael Vorm have agreed to stay until the end of what is now the season.
Yeah, it's very important. Of course, now we are focused on this period that will end in the end of July, and let's see what happens after that. But after that will be, I don't know, but a few days of holidays or preparation for the next season. But now, for the next months, we needed to make sure that Jan and Michel were available for us, and that shows their commitment and shows their commitment not just to the club but also to the group, and that's very good news for us because we need everybody until the end.
Speaking about commitment, how impressed were you, Jose, with the commitment and the togetherness and the spirit of your team on Friday? You know, the long-term injured guys, Sonny, Harry played the whole game.
Maybe you disagree with me, which I will accept, but I watched the beginning of of the Bundesliga. I watch the Portuguese first fixture. I watched the Spanish first fixture. I think I watched, if not all, almost all the matches in the Premier League first fixture. I think our match was the one with more intensity, more competitive, where even without fans, the game was not a friendly. I've watched a few matches that looked more a friendly than a proper competitive match. So our match was played at a high speed, was played with high intensity, and I obviously congratulate our guys and United guys because it's only possible to have that match when both teams they have a similar approach, a similar competitive level. So in our case, our boys were fantastic, and people like Harry, Sissoko, Sonny, not playing football for months and months. In Harry Kane case was more, even more, because was around 6 months, and to play 90 minutes of that intensity, I think was phenomenal. For me, I can only have amazing words about the commitment of my guys, and for a first match after such a long period without football, I think was a great demonstration of character and professionalism.
And Harry, for those reasons, by his standards, I guess had a quiet game in terms of chances, but his importance to the team to be a part of this now, on and off the pitch.
I feel a bit strange. Some analyses and some comments, especially, because it looks for me that the beginning of some comments and some analyses, they come from, or they started from Paul. I have to say that I respect a lot people like him, and because I respect a lot, I want to be nice in my answer. I don't think he's ready for a bad answer. So I try to be nice, and I try just to say something where people can think a little bit. First of all, Harry played his first game for 6 months, and if you watch the game and you analyze the game, compare Harry Kane with Anthony Martial. Was a game of many chances. Was a game where the two strikers had a lot of chances. Do you give credit to my defense for Martial game? Do you give credit to United defense to the game and the occasions that we create or we didn't create? I think you have to look at it in a balanced approach. And in our case, Harry doesn't play a game for 6 months. The record of goals that Harry has with me is easy for you. You just go to your data, and it's easy to see how many matches Harry played with me before his injury and how many goals he scored. For you not to lose time, I can say that I had a few strikers that played for me, and they are not bad. I had one guy called Drogba. He played for me 4 seasons. He scored 186 goals, which gives an average of 46 goals per season. I had one guy that is not also bad. He plays for Juventus now. He played for me 3 seasons. he scored 168 goals, which gives an average of 56 goals per season. I had another guy that is not also bad, called Karim Benzema. He played for me 3 seasons. He was not always starting because he was quite young at that time, but he scored for me 78 goals in 3 seasons, which gives a 26 goal average per season. I had another one called Milito. He played 1 season for me. He scored 30 goals. He won 3 titles. And of course, the average is 30. I had another guy that plays for me 1.5 season. I say 1.5 because in the other half, he had a big injury. A tall guy called Zlatan. He played for me 1.5 season. He scored 58 goals, which gives a 29 average per season. So, dear Paul, I have lots of respect for you. I think Harry Kane has no problems at all to score goals in my teams, especially when he's fit, when he's fresh, when he has routines of playing. So that's my message to somebody that I have lots of respect for.
Well said, Jesse. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go to George Cummins now. George, I'm just going to unmute you. George, can you hear us? Do you want to unmute? There you go.
Jose, hello. You mentioned Harry. If you had him, would you be much higher up the table this season? Is that what you're saying with the goals he scored? I make it 7 he scored for you in the short time you had him.
Easy answer. Thank you for the question. Easy answer. Easy
and
answer.
In terms of who you're talking about, are you talking about Paul Merson's comments?
So,
yeah, because you said Paul, you didn't say Paul Merson.
Yeah, Paul Merson. Yeah.
You feel some of the criticism he's put at him is far too harsh?
I just gave you my answer. You know, you are all free to have an opinion. I am free to disagree. I could be aggressive in my answer. I've been aggressive many times. I still can be. I decided, because he's Paul and I have respect and other things more than respect. I decide to answer just with data, and then you have my answer.
And in terms of the battle for Champions League places, after the results yesterday, do you think 5th is probably the most likely route into Champions League football and possibly City getting their ban?
I have to admit that in this fixture we lost 2 points to the 4th, and if the fifth gives access to Champions League, it becomes, of course, a much more realistic position. 4 points to United, 4 points to Wolves, 2 points to Sheffield, 2 points, I think 2 points ahead of Arsenal. The 5th position becomes a much more realistic target. But as I was saying, we had 9 matches, now we have 8. We go match after match, and in the end, let's see where we are.
Thank you.
Thank you.